Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to tackle the main course for my Christmas dinner. And this year I'm going to keep it simple, yet I'm going to use all the Christmas flavors like cranberries and cheese and mint. I am choosing a fillet for my main course meal because I don't have to worry about bones and I don't have to worry about fat, so I can do portion control quite easily. You can either portion this before you start, but I actually like the whole idea of presenting a whole fillet to my table. So on this fillet, which you can ask your butcher to trim for you, I'm going to make an incision in the middle, but not right through, 3/4 through, and make sure that you've got a really sharp knife. You're creating a pocket to put all your Christmas flavors in. Now I'm going to season it lightly, although your feta cheese has already got salt on, so just be gentle with the salt and some pepper. And then I'm going to stuff the fillet, as I said, with feta cheese, but also normally I would with the feta cheese use sun-dried tomatoes, but for Christmas I took my cranberries and I soaked them overnight in brandy, but you are more than welcome to use cranberry juice or apple juice if you don't want to use any alcohol. So they're nice and plump and soft. So I'm just going to put a layer of these in the fillet, and then on top of that I'm going to put some feta cheese, and you can just crumble it roughly. Let's try and bring the meat together. Then you can use butcher's twine, which you can just ask your butcher for, and you just tie it up nicely. I have taken the cranberries and the feta cheese down to my butcher, and he was more than happy to stuff the fillet for me. So you can skip all of this effort and just be kind to your butcher. Just make sure that after you've cooked your fillet that you have removed all the pieces of twine before you start serving. Right, now when we cook a fillet, and I'm going to do it on a griddle pan and then cook it further in the oven, but when you cook a fillet you never, or any steak for that matter, you never put oil in the pan, but you oil your meat. Right, and then before I forget, I wanted to add that Christmassy flavor to the meat, but I also don't want to overpower the meat, so I'm going to add these little sprigs of mint. And of course, if you cook lamb, the mint will also work beautifully. But surprisingly, it also works with the fillet. And remember, all through all of this, the most important ingredient that you can add to any meal is love. What's going to happen now is that we're going to sear the fillet in a very hot pan until it's got a lovely crust, and then we're going to transfer it to the oven where it will cook for another 12 to 15 minutes for a meat that will be slightly pink on the inside. Remember, you want the filling to be cooked and you want nothing to be raw when you eat it. When you cook a steak, the steak will actually talk to you and tell you, I'm ready to be turned or not. When your steak is still sticking to the bottom, it's forming a crust. So for heaven's sake, don't prod it and don't poke it and don't put a fork in there. Just be gentle and take its time, and I promise you it will reward in taste. Right, this fillet is now going into a preheated oven of about 200 degrees. Right, our fillet is ready. It's been 12 minutes and it certainly smells like Christmas in this house. Oh, there we go. Beautiful color, and I have a suspicion that it is perfectly cooked. Our fillet is rested and we are ready to cut this baby. Right, let's just make sure that we've removed all the string. I'm going to cut this in the middle. There, perfect. Perfectly pink on the inside. You can see the cheese, you can see the cranberries, and you can see the little piece of mint. And remember our couscous that we've made earlier? This is now perfect. I will just bring this to the table and maybe one piece there. And then I have just reduced the pan sauces with some cream and some cranberries, and this is the sauce that I will pour over my delicious fillet. And there you have it, my main course for Christmas 2014. Easy, delicious, and so Moorish. Join me in my kitchen next week when I tackle an easy salad for this time of the year.